great. We've done it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Done it.
The moment Pete Reed and his team, Paravengers, completed their challenge to race the Thames, all 346 kilometres of it, tetraplegic Emma Lum doing the final bit.
It's a long old way. You know, when I started thinking about this, I was even speaking to the doctors and the PTIs to say, do you think this is on for all of these patients? I don't want to get in the way of their rehab. And as a team effort, it's still a hard job to go that far.
Hi guys, day 3 of Race the Thames, and I'm out in my wheelchair for another push.
And it was just getting out there with some other people, enjoying the competition, raising money for London Youth Rowing and then a charity of your choice. They chose how they could do the mileage, and they broke it up into healthy chunks, and then they did what they said they were going to do. Of course they did, they're military.
Well done, Andre. Fantastic. Fantastic.
It was former GB rowing champion partner Andy Hodge and the charity London Youth Rowing who got Pete inspired to join the 82 other teams taking part.
I haven't been in a crew with him since our efforts in Rio in 2016, and he's a close friend, and he's done a lot for me over the years, and all of a sudden we're back in the boat together, and he chose to do the mileage in my spare wheelchair, and that's commendable. It's tough, and I think he wants to show the able-bodied community a few things about what it's like to be in a wheelchair. I've loved seeing myself come back because of that. I've loved seeing the others grow. I love seeing Stacey's smile. I love seeing Emma's sassy enthusiasm. And for Emma in particular, we're close. She said that she never thought she would be able to contribute physically to a challenge like that again, and to contribute to charity. She thought she was just going to be a beneficiary, and she felt guilty, and she feels like a sponge. And to see her thriving and getting out there and doing something difficult and getting through it and wanting to do it again the next day, that's wonderful for all of us.
In its way, this challenge has proved just as big as the 3 Olympic titles and other successes in his glittering rowing career.
After you have a big life changer and a bit of a physical trauma that I went through with Jeannie, you know, my closest, we went through that in September 2019, and then you go through this building process of it's okay, right, what now? And there are so many variables and so many unknowns and so many plates spinning and so much sort of those anxious feelings of what do we do next, that only comes through time and experience and ticking off a few of the smaller jobs. And I think we've done all of that very, very well. We've had considerable support from the Royal Navy and from the military to be in rehab. And I feel like I'm transitioning out of full-time rehab now and back into what feels like the rest of life, because I'm fully independent. I'm learning my body again. I feel like myself. I'm in a wheelchair, so 18 inches shorter, but I feel like myself again. And what happens next, I think that might be a 5-year journey. From everything I've heard from more senior patients, after this sort of paralysis trauma, it takes about 5 years to really know what you want to do in your route. And I feel lucky because I've got so many options, and choosing the right one is a privilege.
What have the doctors told you? What have you been told about how far you can go?
So very early on, I was told by my consultant in Salisbury that I wouldn't walk again. And the consultant just dropped it into a conversation, sort of free-flowing and natural. And hang on, back up a bit. And I think, so never say never, and I'll never give up on anything. But I need to make sure that I have some realism with my natural optimism, so that I kind of keep on top of what I think is possible. Now you can keep on making functional gains there are cases of 5 years and 10 years, but normally it's 2 years worth of progress to get back what you're going to get back. And realistically, I'm just not developing quite enough strength in my legs to be able to stand up from a wheelchair. I mean, it's still a long way off, and we've put a lot of work in. Having said that, we haven't tried any medical interventions yet, so you never know, and I'll keep on working. So whatever we get later on, I'll know we did everything we could. And in the meantime, there are so many things that you can do from a wheelchair with a spinal cord injury. And one of those things I want to do is teach people with a spinal cord injury just how much there is to do in life. It's when you're lying in your hospital bed having just had a trauma, it feels like life is over, and it really isn't. It'll take a while to come back, and it takes lots of hard work, but a new life is just beginning, and it's worth working for.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.